para que trasladen a compañeros que llevan las llaves de los locales.
I'm receding like a shadow when I shine on the light. I'm an animal afraid that the hand could strike. I'll stop living as a wraith this time. I'm not a slave to my wires. I'm entangled in the night. Keep on reaching for me, feeding me underneath. Keep on reaching for me, feeding me underneath.
Okay, we are back again with another introduction for our characters in our Black Rabbit Files stories. So tonight we have Strekla Kirklees. Is that how it is said?
From what I found, yeah, but Strekla is fine.
Okay.
Even Strel, if you want to be familiar.
Okay. Well, let's start with are they? Let's tell us a little bit about them, and then we'll get into some details.
Oh, Strelka is a former foster youth. She's kind of bounced around the state of Texas after her parents were indicted in a RICO charge, and just kind of wandered their way through, through San Antonio, through Austin, and now has landed themselves in Houston. And never mind the warrants chasing after them. They did nothing wrong.
Of course, never would have done anything wrong. Now,
Listen, those CEOs willingly parted with their money. I can't fault them for that.
Right. And you said they were a Texas native, at least as far as they know, right?
As far as they know, but somehow the system always seemed to place them with, people of Eastern European descent. So while they're from here, they don't sound like they're from here.
Right. Okay. And we've got some crimes. We've got parents with a past. How are they liking Houston so far, as far as cities to be in?
Honestly, if you're asking me, it's fucking shit, but at least the money's good.
Well, yeah. It's got more places to run than I would mention Dallas, which has a few more of those rich types. So,
Yeah.
so what's a normal night in the life, day in the life of Strekla? What is their normal routine?
They wake up at about like 9-10 o'clock. They usually yell at their cat, whose name is Joy Skriowski, but she calls him Doy. Just this scrunkly cat she rescued, covered in not probably a little too warm sweet and sour sauce, hence his little scrunched up, scarred looking face from a local Chinese place. But lots of yelling at the cat to get off her face, and then they go, in this ungodly humidity and swampland run for a couple miles, because stunning only gets you so far with the marks.
Right.
You got to at least look the part. And then it's like noon, cracks open an energy drink. They don't really sleep a lot, and then start researching their marks on, again, computer equipment just happens to fall off the truck all the time.
And why don't they find themselves sleeping often? Is because they got activities, or the sleep hard to come by?
A little of column A, a little of column B. It's totally not a flaw that's called dysregulated sleep or nothing. That's
No, definitely wouldn't be something like that makes it hard to sleep.
Yeah.
Now, are they a social person? I know that they're obviously using some of these social wiles for their own game, but are they a social person outside of that?
They are a bit of a social person, being a con artist and going after those whose company are not of the friendliest of workers' rights. You've got to play both sides, and sometimes that means late night parties at the warehouse with the workers, and off to jet setting parties the next day. So they get busy.
Okay, so we keep it very social, but I'm any really close friends, or are it more acquaintances at a distance?
There's like a couple from, but they are scattered all over the states. It's more of
Right,
a
right, right.
you can't target me if you don't know where they are sort of a thing.
Makes sense. Makes sense for someone who's on the run, someone who has, you know, people looking for them. It makes sense to keep those people who are close to you protected, or at least a couple degrees separated from you.
Yeah. And it's not like, the last time they were in Austin or anything, the local FBI office put out a bolo for them.
Right,
Oops.
right. We can't have that. That'd be bad.
That'd be totally bad. And after all, it was just a little tech CEO that lost his fortune.
Just a
And
little
hey,
one. It's fine.
just a little one. And the workers, most of them got their full 401ks. And if she just happened to keep a little for expenses, well, you can't fault them for that.
Price of doing business, right?
Exactly. You get it. You get her.
Okay. So we'll go through it like they've gotten up, they've done they're running and their workouts, they've yelled at their cat, they've down an air drink, done some research. What is their current project on? What are they currently working on? Do they have a current target? Do they have someone they are sizing up? Are they in the middle of a con?
I would say they are at the early stages of a con. Like you and I both are in Texas. So this whole self-driving cars, like everybody and their mom's trying to do one. So for this universe, she's managed to find one that's had some rather interesting funding from lots of different sources. And well, it seems allegations of not treating their workers well, long nights in the office, yelling that they'll do whatever it takes to get done, or they can, fuck off, sort of a
Makes
deal.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. So are we just still in the honeymoon phase of that con, where you're still, still playing nice, still drawing their attention, that kind of thing?
Oh yeah,
or are we...
It is definitely in the early stages of the cat and mouse, like laying the honey pot, just sending off, she has a couple burner phones, so she picks one up and just randomly types off to this man, thinking of you. Honestly, she probably uses some, as much as it makes Fennec squick, something from like the Gorn series or the Gorse, you know what I'm talking about? Yeah.
Right.
So like, because all them CEOs seem to be, anyways, but just to, you big strong man.
Why don't you give us a description of Strekla? What do they look like? What kind of person are they on the outward appearances?
So you would, if we're zooming in on this little, tiny hole in the wall apartment, you would see a person, femme presenting individual, long red hair pulled up in like a messy half braid bun that's kind of scattered down, sports bra. They have more of a runner's physique than anything strong. They are unbelievably good looking, like cast in a Hollywood movie. Like if you had to call it a merit, it'd be stunning. Sort of a deal. There's a couple tattoos along their back and everything. They're not quite the Russian mob tattoos, but they seem to be more of like a gothic scene of like, a wolf chasing like a fox and a raven through a dark forest kind of deal, sort of a thing.
Okay. And as they're kind of sending off these messages and they are kind of baiting the hook for this next trap that they're going to spring, what is their plan for the evening? What do they have planned for the evening before things possibly get derailed? What are their what is on their calendar, their agenda of things to take care of?
Well, first off, the man of the house is screaming his head off, so she just make that little like, all right, I will feed you. You act like I have not fed you in like 5 hours. Your bowl is only that is barely anything empty, you and just fond Russian grumbly curses as she goes to fill it.
Right. And this cat looks like it has seen a rough life. It has seen some things, and I imagine it has a meow that is a little broken and kind of pitiful, but loud.
Yes.
To draw attention. Right. Mm-hmm. Okay. After feeding him, getting dressed, you're heading out.
Mm-hmm.
Dressed well, I'm guessing.
Yeah, like everything in their closet, like the price tags are still on it. There's kind of like a stack of credit cards that have been discarded in the trash can. Clearly, these are accounts that were quickly turned and burned to kind of like feel the extravagant wardrobe and to keep this going. Dark red shirt, open, lots of necklaces, high end tie that's not, dark silk pants, somewhat high heeled boots, but still sensible enough to run in and whatnot. I think the plan is if Mr. CEO is receptive, Houston better than I, finding some fancy pants. What's the word I'm looking for? Bar, to kind of just keep luring him in.
Yeah. So heading out to something to continue to this entrapment, this keep drawing them in until they've overstepped enough into the trap then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you go through and get ready. You're all dressed. You're all put together. And you make it to your car. And Houston is not a city that is great for public transit or any. And the ability to run away should things go wrong seems to be an important one to a thief or a con man. So having your own transportation is great. And then you go out into Houston traffic, which it's going on evening time. It's a little bit later, but that doesn't stop the traffic here. It is its own beast, its own monster. So is Strekla an aggressive driver, or are they defensive, or?
I will say they're a little more of a showy driver.
Okay.
They're currently rocking an Audi that they managed to lease through their last con, and we're riding that until it gets repossessed and whatnot. But it's enough to draw attention and to kind of make other drivers get out of the way. Like, oh, this is a fancy. I don't want their insurance is far too high. I don't want it to be anywhere near it.
Makes sense. So you're kind of digging into the roads and cutting through. It's a bit of a drive to where you were headed. This kind of bar that you're supposed to be meeting up with this CEO at, and it's then that you get your first kind of message. Your phone, one of the burners, and one that it's less of the burner you use frequently. It's one that you've had for a while. It's one that's used for not con related things. So it's a phone that is. This is a number you would have given out expecting them to call and it not be lost at some point.
Yeah, like the last contact she ever had with her parents, that number was listed. Tex, the individual that she was, they were both briefly homeless together, and one or two others, and it's like, oh, that is odd. Pulls it up.
So it is like the message is just like, it starts off a little jumbled, like it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, where it's like someone trying to say that they got this number from someone before them. It said if they needed help to text it. And they give you a name, and the name, tell us what that name is. What is the name of one of the people that was in the foster system with you? It would have been younger than you. Someone that you maybe looked out for at the time and would have given this number to.
That's a good, Morgan. Okay. They were just a little young thing at the time. Yeah.
Yeah. So the number says that they got this number from Morgan, that, they're in trouble, and they were told if they were in trouble that you would help.
I would help. All right, Morgan, we are going to have a very, very long talk when I get a hold of you next. They're going to text back SOS or can wait a bit.
It's just SOS.
Oh, there goes eating tonight. Where to meet you?
And they will send back an address. And it's here in Houston, which is odd because last time you saw Morgan, they were they were not in Houston. You've been out of the system long enough that you weren't ever in it in Houston. And Morgan was young, but they would still have kind of aged out of it by this point. You would
Yeah.
imagine.
Like thinking probably El Paso kind of area, and is very confused.
Yeah.
And
the address is too, like, it's not terribly far away. It's kind of the same 45 minutes to an hour that everything in Houston is. And it seems to be to a residential-esque neighborhood.
Okay. She'll put the address, like they put it into the car GPS. They kind of pull off to the side, hit the hazards, undo, they're wearing a nice lace push up under it, but undo it more, take a picture and send off to the CEO. Like, unfortunately, no, I'm trying to think what voice would she use with the CEO. Unfortunately, sugar, an emergency came up, but something to tide you over till I get back.
Okay. And you've done a pretty good job of baiting this hook that they take it more as a playing hard to get or a cold feet on your part, not as anything suspicious. So you haven't completely blown that off yet. So you still have a chance to take that CEO for whatever he's worth at some point later. So
yeah,
but you're heading towards that neighborhood, towards that thing, and your phone dings a couple more times. Like, hurry, it's coming. And then there's just like a start of a set, like you can see that someone is typing, and then just never a message comes through.
All right. Well, little rabbits, let's see what wild chase you're leading me on. And they're going to kind of open the glove box as they're driving and pull out, like, they have like a butterfly knife that they can just slip into their pocket super easily.
Sounds good. So yeah, you make your way to that neighborhood, and it's quiet, kind of dark. It's off, kind of down some side streets. There's street lights, but they're not, the most powerful. The houses look decent, but nothing super extravagant. Makes sense for someone who maybe would have known Morgan to be reaching here. And when you pull up to the address, it's about halfway down the block, and there is, just a house there. It's a big size house, and there's like almost looks like a 15-passenger van parked in the driveway, not like a minivan, like a bigger van. Doesn't have anything like text or anything on it, but it's parked here. There's a mess of like kids' toys on the porch, but it's dark inside. It's not that late, but the whole house is dark.
Okay, so with her experience in the system, clearly looking like a foster home.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Okay. She's gonna reach under the seat, like she keeps a pair of brass knuckles in there and just subtly slip them on.
Okay.
As she gets out and kind of very slowly, like keeping feet as quiet as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Like kind of walk up to the van, like test the door, see if anything gives or whatnot.
The doors, like the door of the van is locked. The house seems quiet. Front door is locked and closed.
She would have grabbed the burner, I would have said. Yeah. She's gonna call the number that texted her.
Yeah, you hear a phone ringing inside the house.
Okay. Front door is locked. Back door usually isn't locked, and if they have this many kids, they probably have a dog, which means a doggy door. So they're gonna hop the back fence to get in that way.
Okay. Yeah, you get to the back, and the back door is closed. And you try and ring the phone again or anything like that? Because they didn't answer. It just rang and then cut off.
They are going to, like they're not, if the back door doesn't give, they're going to kind of scooch off. So I'm assuming it's like what, back door here, wall, corner.
Yeah, something like that.
So if there's like a window here, they're going to kind of like post themselves up against the wall so they can see anything in the window, but not to where they're like fully looking in, and text, "Where are you?" here.
You hear that, the ding of whatever phone is inside, and you hear kind of a scuffle, and then someone is like, not like a scuffle between people, but like people moving, like a shuffle, and then like whispering or something. And that's when you notice that the window that you're kind of standing by is open, like the wind shifts or something, and that curtain that's inside blows out to let you know that window is open.
All right. Ever onward, ever forward, and we'll just whoop.
Yeah, so you're easily able to go inside this window. It's a first-story building. It's a open window, and you land in a room that is obviously like kids live here. So there is, some bunk beds and toys, and it's neat. It's actually cleaned up, but it's cleaned up in the way that like kids are still actively living here. So this isn't a museum of places and everything is placed, but everything is neat and everything's put away. So lived in, but well maintained. And you've been in enough foster homes over your years to almost get the scent of like it's a good one. You don't smell the musty scents or the mildewy things of people who are taking in kids just because they need the money. These rooms look bright and well lit, but there's no one in the room. The door into this room is open.
And it's nighttime, so the kids should be asleep. So like they kind of figure the Saint Didymun, I think that's how you say his name, the one who was hung on the cross with in the crucifixion story, which is, fun fact, the patron saint of prisoners according to the Catholic Church. Kind of like, oh good, it's a good one, but then it's a more fidget of like, it's nighttime, it's a school night. Where are they?
The beds look like they're not made or anything. They look like people were in them and sleeping at one point and have gotten up. So they're tousled. The room is in good condition. The beds look like someone has been like gotten up in a hurry and left.
Okay. They are going to kind of just pull that butterfly knife out, keep it kind of in their backhand like this, and very carefully creep up to where like the door of this room is, and kind of like, if it's open, peek through the crack. If not, like open it just enough to.
It's open, like it's almost completely open. It's like someone threw this door open and left out of this room.
Okay.
And it's someone is trying to be quiet elsewhere in this building. They're not doing a great job at it for one reason or the other, but they're trying.
We'll make our way very carefully towards the noise.
Okay. And it takes you a little bit. It's a house you don't know, but the whole house gives this kind of this feeling of well cared for, like that. Like you imagine that there would be that this is a good place for people to be. What strikes you as strange is like the outlets in the hallway have those nightlight plugs that should be lit up and are not. Like they're plugged in, but it's like there's nothing happening.
That's she's gonna like, are they motion censored or are they just the plug-in?
No, they're just the plug-in. They should have just turned on when it got dark in here. It's also when you notice that like the air is still. Like there was an open window and like it was hot enough that the air conditioner should be running, and it's just still. And the air is slowly heating up.
Houston in the summer, that's a fun combination.
Right, right.
All this is weirder and weirder. Like she wants to she's going to kind of crouch down. Like as she gets closer to the noise, I don't know if there's like a hallway to where it is, but kind of just do like almost make a noise to see if that startles anything out.
Yeah, you hear from like, it's another bedroom essentially tucked off to the side that you've got to the edge of. The news is coming from there, and you hear people react to it. It's like hushed conversation. And right as you're about to kind of come into the room, like everything seems to come back to life in the house. The air conditioner kicks back on and fills the air with that kind of rumble of that. Those lights that were off, including the bedroom behind you, light flashes on. The light in the hallway, like lights that were apparently on but had no power, all turn on.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Okay. But there's no noise of like kids moving around or anything.
No,
Just the
like you make that noise and there's like hushed conversation and people moving around the room, and then all that kicks on and you get more of that in the room. Like it's almost like a startled yelp, that kind of thing. But it's just kid voices essentially.
So like no adult voices, just hushed conversation.
No. Yeah.
Okay. She's interesting because there should be the van is home, which means the adults should be home because unless the driveway had like a white kind of spot where a second car would go.
Yeah, it definitely had a space for other cars. Like the van would be what you'd be using if you're moving lots of people, but you wouldn't be taking that to like go to a job or do something like that.
Right. Okay. Okay. So they're just gonna they're gonna tuck the knife away and like this set of brass knuckles, but keep one here and kind of behind as they, wrap on the master bedroom, I'm assuming, where all these voices are coming from.
Not even a master bedroom, just it. If you kind of peek in and take a look, this looks like a teen's bedroom. This looks like a teenage girl of some age. Like this is their bedroom, and it's really easy to see where these voices are coming from. Is it the closet door? Like it's got a big sliding closet door, is not completely cracked, and you can see a couple people moving inside. Like there's people hiding inside the closet.
The number whoever contacted me is not meant for hide and seek. You'll have until 3 to come out. 1, 2.
And that kind of door slides open, and a couple younger kids pile out. And there's, they're a rough set of ages. There's 3 of them, which makes sense because that's the amount of beds that you saw in that other room. And these kids, they seem a little scared, but also they're foster kids, so they have a bit of that resilience that they, one of them kind of steps to the front and has a house phone, like a cordless phone, and also the cell phone, and they're kind of like pointing it at you, like, who are you? But it's it's like a 12-year-old kid, so
she's like 5'9", and then the little 2-inch boots make her 5'11", so she'll kind of squat down to, assuming this kid's about 4 foot, like 4 foot eye level, wiggle the burner phone. Ding dong, DoorDash.
They've got the phone, and they're like, "Oh, are you who JC called?"
I don't know who JC is. I gave that number to Morgan.
They're like, I don't know who Morgan is. JC is supposed to watch us. He took her.
Okay. Was JC here when they placed you here?
Yeah. They've been here the longest. This is their room.
Okay, that
There's
makes sense.
One of the smaller kids kind of struggling not to cry in the background.
She'll just kind of kneel down even more and do the little like, come here, like, and I'm assuming it's like a little 4-year-old that she can just pick up and bounce as she's talking.
It's pretty easy to kind of go through and figure out what's going on with these kids. That they are the younger ones. They're the foster kids, and JC is one of the oldest on the way out of the system. But they kind of, the 2 foster parents kind of work, and they work, nights and things like that. So JC takes care of, overnight stuff, make sure the bedtimes are all there and good for that. And this is their room and stuff, but something has happened. something came for them.
All right. Okay, little ones. All of you are going to go back to your room, shut the window, you're going to take house line, and you're going to call the fucking police, as much as I hate those fuckers. I am going to take JC's phone and see if I can't figure out where they took her. Understood?
Yeah. They seem a bit scared of like being left alone, and they also are, at least one of them seems to like get real wide-eyed when you curse.
Right. Children, she'll look at them. All right, listen. I know someone very, very special. Do you want to know who it is?
Yeah.
Her name is Scaldi, the mistress of the hunt. And if you say her name 3 times, she will come and make sure nothing happens to you. But only if you are in danger. But you must do it as I say, and not invoke her name. Understood? Unless that is absolutely necessary.
They seem real confused by that, but they seem somewhat placated, and you get them. They don't want to go back to their room because that's where he was.
Okay.
But you can easily get them like squared away here in JC's bed, get them tucked away, and then have them close the door.
Mm-hmm.
And if you head back to kind of talk to them a little bit about what happened and what's going on, is that they were supposed to put teeth out. One of them lost their first tooth, and putting it under the pillow, and there was knocking at the window. And they thought that's what it was, and it was something else. And when they yelled, JC came in to try and find it, and when they went to come back, JC was gone, and that phone was sitting in the middle of the room. So,
okay. In situating them, like she goes back to their room, she'll get whatever stuffies, whatever blankets look clearly the most worn, the favorites, and she nods. All right, you stay here. I will go fight this strange tooth man. But before she leaves, like, this girl has no dots in occults, as much as it hurt Fennec to do that.
Yeah.
But she knows the old wives' tales of, like, the salt at the door, a little bit of iron. Like, okay, there's not iron in the house, but silverware has enough iron and makes like a little line of the knives in front of the door too.
Yeah, you can easily do that.
Yeah.
And then if you head back out, you heading back out kind of the way you came in.
Yeah, they're just going to go through the window and kind of lower it down enough.
Okay.
And look at the ground and see if they can't find any tracks.
Right outside the window, which you hadn't seen before, are tracks. They're almost like boot prints. They're narrow and long. They're kind of strangely proportioned boot prints.
Fennec has an idea of some shenanigans that you might be planning, but
possibly. But yeah, you can easily follow those around. And while the ones outside the children's room are there, if you kind of wander around the house, the window that looks in on that would be to JC's room, it looks like these prints have been here, have tracked him, like have been here multiple times. They've kind of tramped down the plants against the edge of the thing. Like someone has stood here outside this window quite often.
We don't like stalkers. She's going to kind of like crouch down, look through the bushes, see if there's any sort of like cigarette butts or anything like that.
No, nothing like that.
Okay, but if you try to go in through the kids, is there a path? Like, so we're getting the idea that this is a stalker. This is somebody who's watched JC a bit, saw an opportunity to maybe creep in. I take it they would have gone over the back fence. Like if house is here, back fence this way, like gone that way. See if the
Do you know any? Does your girl know anything about flowers or plants or anything like that? Strelka
she's
doesn't.
not. She's a
Um,
city girly, man.
yeah, the one thing you do find is some small like pink flowers.
Mm-mm. She's gonna tuck those away in her pocket.
Yeah. Don't seem to be growing from anything, but they seem like someone has dropped a couple of them here or there. You're kind of going and making kind of a circle out and around from the house. You can find a couple more of those flowers leading off towards like not like a complete path, but there's like a little bit of a walk like where people have cut behind the house.
Okay.
Between the 2 yards, like the yards don't completely butt up against each other. There's a kind of easement in between the yards for like utility poles and that kind of stuff. And it looks like someone has walked this path pretty often.
Okay. It's safe to assume the parents have the car. They didn't take the van. They're going to go the way that they're most used to. So she's going to slip the bracknacles back onto her right hand, flip out the butterfly knife, and follow the path.
Okay. Yeah, so you kind of jump over that back fence, and you're falling along that path deeper into what is this kind of neighborhood towards the kind of where this street would dead end into kind of cul-de-sac deeper in. And as you're walking, you find a couple more of those pink flowers. Here and there, and they seem somewhat fresher.
Yeah, just making a note. If it was two lovesick teenagers, and this is what I am going to beat the shit out of something.
Yeah. It's about here, a little bit past the house, a little bit farther along, that you start to see someone either didn't want to go this way or was in a hurry or there was some scrambling. There's some grass that's torn up, some plants that are messed up, that you're not a tracker, you're not like out in the woods doing things, but even you can see that something happened here. And then there's some drag marks as whatever happened, that person was forced to go with them.
Okay. Any like broken, I don't know if Houston's anything like the area I'm in Central Texas, but like potholes everywhere, like any kind of big-ish pocket-sized chunks of concrete I could pick up?
This isn't really like a paved thing. This is literally grass between the 2 yards.
Gotcha.
It's barely mowed because there's the utility poles that run between this section.
Okay, so more worries about ticks and snakes than
Yeah. You're more likely going to run into that kind of stuff back here than you are anything like. There might be some gravel around, but that's about the best you're going to get.
Yeah, well, all right. Nothing to throw at, but that's fine. She's going to keep following where these drags, like the drag path goes.
And that kind of drag path leads to like the back of another house, but it's a tall like fence, but it's not so much a fence so much as it's plants. It's like almost a hedge, but not quite.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like a privacy fence that's been grown over with plants and ivy and things like that.
Mm-hmm. Can they slip through the hedge?
Yeah, like
famous last words.
Where the kind of drag takes you to is like a back gate that's here, and while it is closed and locked with an interior kind of lock thing, it's a gate. It's not like it's Fort Knox. You're easily enough able to just play that butterfly knife through and pop the latch, and push into this backyard that is overgrown and wild. And as that door kind of swings closed behind you, it's hard to even tell it's there, the way the plants overlay that fence. There's a path, so you'll be able to find it again, but like it's easy to, if you're just looking to see it. And in this kind of humid night air, this backyard is a riot of flowers and plants and everything. And it's just, you get hit with pollen and the smell of plants. It's like wet earth and just growth and life in a way that is almost oppressive. Like someone has taken every perfume bottle at the thing and smashed them all into the ground, and there's moths floating around and things like that.
Just for Fennec's own, because Fennec is putting some things together. Would you say it's like kind of a summer's night sort of feel over here?
A little bit, yeah. Yeah.
So, goddamn Faye. Stronka doesn't know. She's just gonna look confused. Okay, someone's really into HGTV. All right. And they will
wild and overgrown and doesn't look like those. You've been to a lot of rich gardens, conning people, and they're meticulously planned and organized. And this is not. This is wild and not structured, but it all seems to be in the place it should be. Like it's balanced, but in a way that you shouldn't expect. There's not little planter boxes and things like that. There's pathways that lead kind of meandering back and forth. There's a small somewhere the sound of water flowing you can't see.
All right, this is fucking weird, man. All right. Just gonna keep kind of looking around for that struggle, like see if there's any more evidence of it.
There's not so much evidence of a struggle here. And after the dragging kind of started, there hadn't been evidence of a struggle, whether that meant they knocked the person out or the person had given up, but they were definitely they were dragging them along. And you see some more evidence of that, of someone carried through these plants. You find, as you're going along, this is where you do find like a shoe that has fallen off.
Yeah. I mean, she'll pick it up, look at, does it have any blood on it or anything? Or is it just like a plain slipper? Okay.
No, it's just like someone throwing on some shoes for whatever, but they weren't like, they're like a flip-flop or something like that. Someone just pulled on that finally fell off as they were carried through here. And it looks about size for, a teen girl.
Mm. Are you from JC or Cinderella? But she'll tuck in like the back pocket to, and keep walking.
Yeah. As you make your way deeper into this kind of garden towards the house, how is Strekla feeling about what's going on?
Curiouser and curiouser, Alice felt as she went down the rabbit hole. But I think Strekla right now is just kind of, they are very confused. They are trying to understand, because if Houston is anything like where I am, at a certain point, like in the summer months, unless you're like heavily into taking care of your yard, like everything is just kind of brown and whatnot. And to be in this like rich, verdant field of, like, to borrow a phrase from like old gods, the green, just like this cradle of life, is confusing.
Houston's a little bit different because it is a bayou that was paved over. There's so much wet and wild and like just plant life takes over here. So even in the depths of summer, it's still so wet that things don't dry out. We don't get the like brown grass because of the heat and the sun. There's just a lot of moisture. And this has that heavy like swamp, like jungle feel. You've been into like a hothouse or like the jungle exhibit at the zoo kind of thing. And it's got that heavy oppressiveness in the air. Like you feel damp. You feel like you have walked into water in a way, but it feels alive.
Really quickly, she's gonna check her phone just to see what time it says and if there's any service.
It is getting on towards midnight.
Okay.
And you got service and everything.
Okay. So then she's reasonable enough. It's like, okay, Houston, it's wet and warm, and somebody just let their backyard become a jungle.
Like, obviously someone is maintaining this because it's not overgrown in a wild way, but it's like a controlled chaos kind of explosion of life here. This isn't a
Okay.
backyard left to go. It's something
Okay.
maintained. It's just very different than what you've normally seen.
Yeah. Okay. So then with that, like, she's just kind of like, this seems weird. Like, and they're trying to figure out like, why the fuck is this dude kidnapping? They're assuming it's a dude. Like, why the fuck is a dude kidnapping a teenager? Like, should I call Chris Hansen kind of a deal?
Right.
You know.
Yeah, and as you get up there, you get towards the kind of closer to the house, and there's a bit of almost like a clearing. Kind of step through like a trellis into kind of a clearing, and you can see there is some kind of little stone altar thing in the middle of this, and the girl is like, there is a girl, young adult there, who's kind of sitting on the grass, and there's a figure stepping through a trellis on the other side, like they're going back towards the house. They are tall and thin, and you could swear there's something, like they're wearing some kind of weird hat, maybe? It's odd. It's dark as they step back that way, so you can't tell for sure, but for half a second you could swear antlers.
God damn it, Felber.
But yeah, there is a girl here who seems to be missing a shoe and is wearing like what they probably would have been wearing to watch the kids out. So like casual clothes around the house kind of thing.
Sweats and like a oversized tank top, probably.
Essentially that, yeah.
She's gonna wait until she hears like a door click.
Yeah, he seems to be going.
Cool. The second she hears that door click, it is bolting over, waving hand in front of girl's face. Are you JC?
And yeah, she seems to kind of blink out of whatever is going on. And you ever had string at tension and you feel it snap?
Yeah, as I fidget with like my hair tie, and I've broken one earlier today.
Like that. You feel that kind of tension almost in the air, and it snaps. Something about your presence here has broken, and her eyes kind of clear up, and she sees you, and she panics just a little bit. She doesn't know who you are, but
covers the mouth. You texted me. Morgan gave you the number. Yeah.
And when you lay your hands on her, you've still got those brass knuckles, which are not made of brass. They are probably made of some kind of iron or steel or something. Mm-hmm. So if you lay them on her, the last bit of whatever seemed to be clouding her vision just is gone. Her eyes clear up. And she is panicked, but she knows that you aren't the person who brought her here. So she just kind of nods.
Okay, good. All right, listen, there's a way back. We are going to run. I'm going to get you out of the gate first, and you're going to run as fast as you can back to your house. Yeah?
Yeah. She just nods.
Okay. She's going to kind of take the hand down, look at the stone table. Weird choice for the stone table.
Yeah. More like an altar thing.
Yeah. Hey, wise and mighty ST.
Sure.
Is there anything on there?
Yeah, there is a set of 2 rings on there. They don't seem to be made of metal. They just seem to be rough-hewn stone or bone or something sitting there on top of the table.
May I make a narratively interesting decision?
Sure.
Can she just kind of, as getting up, just pop them in the pocket?
Yeah. Easy enough.
Okay. All right. And she's going to help JC up, and they start pushing them, one hand on the back, go, kind of keeping an eye behind them.
Easily get yourself and them outside that gate, and that door shuts behind you, and you get them back towards the house. So you've got them away from here. You've gotten them back towards, the house. You've got them back to the kids. You've got them home again. It's during this point that you've kind of settled them down. The kids, you had kind of told them to call the cops, but then they did end up not doing that.
It's less work for me.
Right. but like JC is back, the kids are back and here. It's here that you've got her settled in, and she kind of looks at the clock and goes, "This is a fine way to start a birthday."
Which is your birthday?
Yeah, 18.
Mm. No longer a child. Though I suppose it means she'll reach into a pocket and pull out a pack of cigarettes. Yeah?
No, she kind of waves it off and just like, thanks you, but goes to get the kids put away.
But hang on, before you go, she'll open it up, and inside are like two little like Russian rubles. Like one is clearly worn and like seems to have that hallmark of like being spun around the fingers. The other seems new. She'll pass it over. So you may always have luck and prosperity.
She will take that. And yeah, you kind of can leave this scene. These people are seem to be doing better now. You can kind of get out of here and head back towards your car. What is Strekla thinking at this point?
She would have like registered the address, and she's going to pull out one of her newer burner phones, like just one that you get at Target for like $15-20. She's going to call like, the non-emergency line, drop off that, hey, I saw some dude taking, an underage girl into there,
okay,
and whatnot, kind of send the cops after them, and then patting their pocket, realizing they have the rings, go and find, one of the many fences she knows to see if she can't make some money off of it.
Yeah, the fence doesn't want anything to do with them. They're carved of stone. Like one is carved of stone and one is carved of like antler. Like they're handicraft more than anything else. They don't have anything.
You cannot even give me gas station money for a soda.
No, it's nothing. Right? What do I get to do with them?
I don't know. Give them to a fucking kid, or I don't know, pawn them off on some emo child. Tell them they are blessed by something.
We don't have a whole lot of people coming, emo children coming to deal with the fence. You're just stuck with these rings for now. So you kind of return to your life, and it's a couple days later. You come out to your car, wherever you're going, and there's something tucked under your windshield, like your windshield wiper.
Is it like more square, like a parking ticket, or is it a little bit smaller?
Looks like a bit of newspaper and then a business card.
She sighs. Us now, and we'll look at the piece of newspaper first.
Right. And the newspaper is an article that is very clearly a picture of that house that you saw, that garden. It's like a historic mansion burns to the ground in freak electrical fire.
Just blah, 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 historic mansion, faulty wiring. That's all that's written.
Yeah, essentially there. It's like there is no trace of no sign of the owner and caretaker. They haven't been able to reach. And there's kind of a picture of the house beforehand, and then what's left where it is, essentially a burning ruin.
Yeah. There's some justice in the world. We'll pick up the card and kind of look it over and flip it around.
And the business card on one side is red with a black rabbit's head. And on the other side is a good job. We'll see you soon, and an address and a time.
The fuck is this?
And that is where we will close things off for Strekla's introduction until we pick up where she gets to meet up with the other black rabbits eventually. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you next time. We have one more to do.
Yeehaw.